Peace and blessings, all my good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you already know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspired by dreams. Shop. Add a little something new to your closet. Everybody out here dressing like everybody out here. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get that thing going. And independence is going to be the thing that's going to carry us through in these up and coming months and these years to come. Okay, how y'all doing, man? My energy, I feel good today. It's a lot of it's sad news here and there, but you know, my energy's up. I didn't eat breakfast yet, but I'm gonna eat breakfast right after this live. And yeah, man, I just want you guys to hopefully start your week with some good energy and going into the week focused. We gotta stay focused on the things that we need to do in our lives to make our lives a lot better than it is from yesterday. Okay, so before we start this one off, man, I know we're gonna get into this Diddy situation, but before we get into this whole Diddy talk, I want to give a rest in peace to LGP Quay out in Philly. For those who don't know who that is, I'm gonna give you a breakdown, and some of you guys might have remembered this kid. Now, this is a kid. He was rapping from a youth, and he was pushing a lot of peace. All his raps were positivity. They were all positive, about positive things in the community, and he would put it in his raps. And you know, as you tape it, you know, you go. I'm pretty sure he went viral a few times for his raps. And one thing that really pissed me off about this whole situation is they killed this kid for his chain. For his chain. And this is what I've been talking about. I put up a video on bad parenting. It's just like a lot of these people don't understand. You're going to take somebody's life for a chain? That boy was talented. Because and this goes out for a message for everybody out there in Philly that thinks that, you know, and I'm guessing at this, just taking a guess at this, because they didn't catch whoever killed him, but I'm just taking a guess at it that it was somebody at a young age. I don't think I'm just going to give them the benefit of the doubt. The OGs, the older guys out there are still thinking about killing somebody for some piece of jewelry. I don't think their mindset is out like that yet in Philly. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but we still gotta wait and see who did this, because eventually they're gonna get caught. But really think about them taking his life, robbing him for his chain and killing him. Man, you can work hard and get your own chain instead of having to go and take somebody else's chain. What are we doing here? And I don't want to hear no more. And it's like, it's sad out there, because it was a point where Philadelphia, they had there's a lot of MCs out there, but after a while, all the shoot 'em up talk, all of that starts to become redundant. I feel so bad, because this is one of the guys that I actually seen and I came across, and he was pushing peace. He was rapping about peaceful things that was going on in his neighborhood, and he was really good at it. So you're going to take that boy's life for a chain? A chain? Like, how bad are you doing, or where's your mindset? Do you feel you have to take somebody's life for a chain? It just made me really upset, because this is somebody that I've seen, and I felt like he had a lot to prosper, and he had a different light to show on Philly. So now we see somebody, and it's probably going to be some it's probably going to be some idiot kid out there coming from a bad household that feels like he has to rob the next person to get whatever possessions he has to make himself feel like he's somebody. And I'm here to tell you, you're nobody if you have to hurt the next person or the person that's in front of you. Just because somebody's coming up, you'll get your turn if you work hard. That's my whole thing, man. It just really, really upset me. Good morning. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. Jakari Gaines, much love. Peace and blessings. I'm just talking about, his name is LGP Quay. And I'm pretty sure the name might not be familiar to you, but if you've seen one of his videos, you'll probably seen him before. He always raps about things in his community and just giving like a different light on how, you know, with his music. And they were freestyles, and they were going viral. And then somebody's going to take his life and snuff his life away for a chain. I'm like, where are these people? What are they thinking about? Like, people are more caught up with an image, or caught up with how they want social media to look at them, that they'll do anything for anything. Like, we got to be a little smarter than that. And parents out there, you have to know that if your kid is, if he's wearing jewelry out there and you know your kid can't hold it down, just make sure that don't have him out there, man. And for the people that did that, I hope you guys get caught. I'm not one of these guys. I'm not a street dude. I'm a wise dude. I don't claim no streets, and I don't claim any place that I ain't paid for. It's like these street dudes again. They're lost now. They're way out of place, taking somebody's life. And I'm pretty sure the guy that did that to him probably can't even do nothing with himself. What, he got somebody else's chain on now, and what, are you gonna jump on social media now and say, oh, I took his chain, I took this and took that from him? Why are we still with this energy hurting our own people? What's up with that? Like, what's really good with that? Like, what's wrong with you guys? You, first of all, you want to highlight the struggle, right? You want to say you came from struggle so that it can make your journey that much better in the story. And now you're taking your life away, because don't think you're going to get away with it. I hope they point you out. I hope some cameras caught you. You're going to be doing a lot of time. I'm not one of these idiots talking, no, I don't want to see anybody in jail. No, you don't understand. Your discipline, probably he has a bad household, probably ain't bringing in no income. And now he goes out in the street and sees somebody doing good for themselves in his own damn neighborhood, and he's going to go shoot that person after that person is trying to do good for his family. How do we get past that when people don't understand it's not just, it's about the people around you? And like I always tell you guys, as hard as it may seem, if you're coming from a low income neighborhood or aggressive neighborhood, you cannot go out there with these same items as a person in a different neighborhood. It's just, it is what it is. Don't be looking on social media and feeling like you got to go out there with all your jewelry. That's a dumb move. When you know the people around you, they hateful. We hurt our own people. Don't let these guys jump online and tell you about pointing at everybody else but themselves. Don't let them fool you. This ain't the place for that. I feel very hurt that they took that kid's life away. He had a very promising future. His YouTube channel was up. He's always dropping different verses, and it's always, and what people don't understand, that uplifted so many other kids looking like, you know what, I could rap about peaceful things and it still sound good. A lot of these people out here, they still think that they have to do this drill and this, and when they get caught up in the lifestyle, they get caught up. It's too much for you. Even the older, if it turns out to be some older head out there in Philly, shame on you again. That's why a lot of these environments, they can't get right. They raising kids they can't get right either, because you're not giving them the blueprint for what it takes to survive. So what, you're coming up in survival mode? There's many ways you could come up in survival mode and do good for yourself and the people around you. You mean to tell me you're going to take somebody's life for a chain? Do you really understand what this is? Not clicking to these people. They see the jewelry and they see this, but they don't see the struggle that kid probably got the chain from his YouTube views and got some money coming in from his YouTube, and he bought a chain for himself to represent who he is. And somebody come around now and then take his life. What kind of nonsense and what type of crazy, what are y'all doing? I will no longer support, if you're a kid coming out of these environments and you're talking about this shoot 'em up stuff, I'm not supporting your videos. I'm not. Because now it's not to say that you won't go out there and shoot, but it's saying that you're that dumb enough to do something stupid to end your career or somebody else's life. You gotta wake up, man. And to the parents out there that raise kids like that walk outside with guns and they can't earn for themselves without taking it from somebody, shame on y'all too. Don't duck and hide inside your house. You raise your kid in an environment where your kid can handle. Times is different. This is no more, this is like, don't think that it's just the kids. No, it's the parents too. It's the parents too. They're going to be hiding or whatever, and they're going to be running the church, praying and this and all that. All of that stuff ain't going to count if you raise the demon. The things that your kids are influenced by are all the wrong things. I can't believe y'all took that young boy's life. It's a damn shame out here. It's a shame out here. It's a shame. Philly, are you crazy? You think, and a lot of these rappers, they get up here and try to act like they're so street. This is another thing I can't understand. Grown-ass men trying to act like, oh, they so street. When they go out here and these young boys flip their head, then they realize they're not as tough as they thought they was. Meanwhile, the rappers, they got to run around with security all day. Y'all ain't realize what's going on? Don't be surprised if the security don't sleep in the damn bed with them. Don't let them fool you with that's just raps. They make one false move and they behind us in prison for the rest of their life. Now let's talk about prison and let's get into this whole Diddy thing, man. But that's just something I had to start it off with because I was very upset that they took that boy's life. He been doing good for a long time now, getting his YouTube views up, and somebody jealous. It's always some jealousy going on in our community. It's sad. Now they're gonna try to duck off like you wasn't jealous. No, you're jealous. Anybody could tell a jealous spirit. Anybody could, you could always tell, we got friends that's jealous, we got people that's jealous. Stay away from them people, y'all. When you're doing good, you can't just show it in everybody's faces. I always tell you that because people get jealous because they can't earn for themselves. They don't have the right mindset. It ain't like they can't work hard. They just don't have the right mindset to go out there and try. That's why you see a lot of people mimicking other people doing this and doing that because that's crabs in the bucket stuff. That's the type of mentality these people are on. I just look at them, I don't even pay them no mind. It's like the remix of the remix trying to remix somebody's life and they ain't even got their own record. A bunch of nonsense, man. It's just sad out there. But okay, let's start it off though. Diddy, today is the day where Diddy, well, they're gonna have to hurry up and get the jury together today as well as jump into the court. Yes, Steve. Salute to Steve DL. He said, try to get out there and find a good mentor, whether at school or someplace. For real. And there's so many examples of people that you can look up to and say, you know what, they did it this way. Yeah, it might have came out because everybody think that they want to go the easy route. It ain't about just slapping on a chain and saying I did something. That's not, trust me, that's not making it. Because if you slap on the chain, slap on the watch, and you can't go anywhere with it, and somebody gonna run behind you and put a gun to your head, what is your life worth it? Is it all worth it? All of that stuff? You don't even know if they don't even know if the jewelry is real. They're gonna go shoot him down for what he worked hard for. That's sad, man. And they're gonna have to live with that black cloud over their head. Don't start promoting no music. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear y'all doing something positive for the community and having better kids. Raise your kids better. Nobody wants to raise their kids and have their kids around those people because that's the problem. You're doing good and you're giving your kids certain things, taking care of your kids, and somebody else looking over jealous now because their father ain't at the house or their mother's sleeping with everybody, and now they go out there and take somebody's kid life. They should all go to prison. Don't get me upset now, but back to Diddy. Now, Diddy today, his court case starts, and I'm hearing them talking about, because even I seen 50 Cent put up a post too, a jury with all 50 Cent faces on it, because they're fighting, saying that, Cassie was abusive to him too. Are you serious? Whoever believes that nonsense, y'all a fool too. What do you mean Cassie, she was abusive to him? So you beat on her, right? And then she tries to hit you back to stop it, and you call that being abusive? Or do you want me to think that she just walks around and beats you and you running and she starts punching you in the face? Do you want me to believe that nonsense? That's a weak man's mindset. You're not supposed to put your hands on a female. It's like these guys out here, they taking this power and they still trying to push it, and then they got the nerve to push it on a female. Are you crazy? These guys, I don't care how much money you think he had or how high he fell to the bottom. The bottom line is he did wrong to so many people. It ain't just Cassie. See, this is a time where the water boils to steam. You want to run with a story like, oh, she was abusive to you. My goodness. All that says to me that you admitted that you was abusive to her. You see what I'm saying? Like you see the type of people that some of these kids were looking up to, some of these guys were looking at. A lot of people looked up to Diddy and stuff. They looked up to him. They thought, the bling bling, the extravagant parties, and this guy is just a whole bunch of money. That's the only thing that gets their mind going. Money, money, money. Meanwhile, they don't even know how to manage their money, their life, their relationships, their family. They don't know how to manage anything. Some of these guys, they were robbing them in their face. They were signing these contracts just because they wanted the clout. The contract could have said clout right across the top, and they would have still signed it. Don't let these people fool you. You see, when you have this fake power, I told you from the beginning, these guys ain't got no power. Yeah, you could always go and tell a young boy, go shoot this and go shoot that, and then go send people for people. But you know what? You know what type of power that is? That's karma power. When that comes around and somebody in your family get hit now they ducking out. All that positive stuff, now they're going to come out with some positive, all of that stuff, they are deceiving people. It's not every rapper, but when you take a look at some of these people, the way they conduct their lives, it's you gotta pull all your thoughts back of how you thought about that person. I do not for 1 second think that Diddy is not guilty. He's guilty. It's just what type of time he's gonna be facing. I don't want to hear that how he gotta use the bathroom every 5 minutes in court. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. Some of those females had to cover up their face with makeup or run and hide because they got art from this guy. And then look how the people that's defending him, they ain't gonna talk about the gay stuff though. They don't realize that Diddy's bisexual. Like it's like they every time they hear something about gay or pause. Look, listen, fellas, wake up and get out that high school mentality. We're dealing with something serious right now. This is not no little kid when you're sitting in the back of the class cracking jokes. People were hurt behind this man. Every deal that man put out with every artist, he stole something from them. And you mean to tell me that you want me to believe that he wasn't abusive to Cassie? Are you crazy? And you think they're gonna run with a story like, oh, she was abusive to him too. Fellas, we gotta get off of that sucker stuff, man. She trying to hit you to get you off from beating her. You the one that introduced her to the drugs. I'm pretty sure she wasn't using no drugs before she started until she got with you. Y'all mean to tell me she was using drugs with Ryan Leslie? Are you kidding me? Do you see how this falls out? You mean to tell me with Kim Porter, you think that when she was with Al B. Sure, that Al B. Sure was treating her bad, this and that? No. The reason how those girls messed up, their faults come in from dating somebody else that they thought that was better. They thought those guys would do better for them. They thought they seen more opportunity than they seen love. And that's what tricked them up. But to say that they have to deserve this because that's what they did, that's not right. We human beings. I don't want to hear that. A lot of guys that's going to be defending Diddy, they've been in the same predicaments and they want people to look at it in a light because if a Dave story ever come up, it's going to sound the same way. But yet they'll throw on a bunch of diamonds and they'll get the best outfits on, but inside, guess what? Guess what inside? Those guys are rotten. They don't know how to treat women. They're only abusive to people that they look down on. Think about it. Look at these guys. Look how they carry themselves. And meanwhile, they want to talk about, give back to the hood. You know, what are you talking about? What are you really talking about? Your hood right now is tears in their eyes and you don't defend your hood. You want your bank account to go up because you keep messing up the money because you don't got this. They'll tell you one thing one day and the next day you hear, Mayweather's going bankrupt, this and that. These stories happen because people are out here fronting. Let's keep it 100 this morning. Let's keep it 100. Cassie about as big as this finger. And you mean to tell me that she abused you? Sucker stuff, man. I'm glad Fifth made fun on that meme. Shouts out to 50 Cent, man, because he know better. Not everybody's life has to be the most extravagant to know what a good life is about. And it's sad. Look at these guys. I think from the beginning, all of this power, this and that. What power? Hip hop ain't gave you no power. Stop with all that nonsense. You guys can't even get it together to have some kind of control in the culture. Meanwhile, you sell yourself short to anybody. I just seen a guy, I don't even watch the Met Gala. He wearing a dress and they're smiling, taking pictures. All he's saying is he'll do anything, even he'll turn his back on the people that he came with. He'll do anything to get ahead. And that's the problem with a lot of these people. So now when Diddy becomes a billionaire and y'all champion him with all this, the selling liquor that wasn't even his, and it's a bunch of nonsense. After a while, when you hear the end results, you're like, damn, the end results just shows that the beginning it was all fake. A lot of these people will do anything. And that's the reason why his behind is in trouble today. You got a lot of things going on in the case. There's not only, it's 5 people, y'all. Don't let these people tell you, oh no, I think he can beat it. No, the reason why you think he can beat it is because you beat her too. Watch out for the people that support this type of nonsense. A man is a man is a man. Yeah, it's sometimes we got to take the blow. We got to take the hit. We don't always win when it comes down to divorces. We don't always win when it comes down to, doing the same thing as the ladies, or we could just pull off our clothes and make a ton of money. But there's things that we just got to, it is what it is, man. Stop being a chump and start really realizing you a man. You're supposed to stand for something. A lot of these guys, and they swear they get chicks and that. Then you see the chicks that they get. You like, what? Damn. He got taste, but what happened? But sweetheart, what happened to yours? What's going on? You keep picking these guys that you think is going to take you somewhere, and they ain't taking you nowhere but to the hospital. So this is what we're looking at now, a guy trying to defend for his life because he did wrong to so many people. And this is what karma is all about. His name shouldn't be love, it should be karma. That's his name. Because he don't know how to keep his hands off of people that won't try to fight him back. That's sucker shit. I don't want to hear that. So anybody that's doing the jokes and thinking that this is serious. In New York City right now, this is serious, you guys. This is not like, no, this is not for play. It's not for play. A lot of these guys, they go out here and they try to pretend like they something they not. I don't want to hear about, and then he's threatening people, and he knows exactly who to threat, like guys like Kid Cudi. What's the guy named Michael, the actor dude, Michael Black, well, I don't know, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, that's his name. He threatened those guys. These guys ain't no serious. I mean, they serious when it comes down to their work, but these are guys that's working hard for themselves. These ain't no street guys, nothing like that. These are the people that he feel like he threatened, hitting on J. Cole and all this. These are things that you don't remember? And then I hear now that with the Biggie passing, this guy, he was not to be trusted. Rest in peace to Miss Wallace. You spoke the truth. Right about now, we should be hearing Lil C's and all those people holding down Biggie. Don't be quiet about this stuff. Stand up. Speak up. Lil Kim, all of y'all should have been speaking up and letting people know this man's real character. Stop sitting around and hiding, because that's the reason why a lot of these radio circuits, and they're not doing well online. You want to know why? Because they never give their honest opinions on people. They got to stay in the back knowing all of this stuff was happening. And you got so much hate for your own people that when you see a female get hurt, you got to do so much checks before you can believe it. Meanwhile, Cassie pregnant, and she gonna show up. She gonna show up. People mad behind that. Don't let these guys fool you, because there's a lot of females right now, artists right now, getting their behind beat behind the scenes. They can't speak up for themselves, so they got to champion her. She spoke up. She's not scared of that stuff. A couple punches and they behind's in prison. It's only the street dudes that try to get you to tell you, oh, no snitching, this and that. Well, that's the rules that they follow. I'm not a street dude. That's not something, if you said, Mickey, you a street dude, like I'm a champion that. You deserve more and you're better than that. That's not a label for you. An OG is supposed to turn into a wise man, not no street dude. Nah, we ain't saluting that. You out here hurting your own people. We're not going for that. And no neighborhoods should be going for that. All the gang violence and all that nonsense is what got these kids' heads corrupt. And I guarantee you they're going to start building more prisons than malls. All the clothes you think you snatching in the snatch and grab, yeah, you're going to be snatching and grabbing in prison. A lot of these parents don't even got time for their own kids. They ready to sleep with the next person because they're trying to find love still. But you expect somebody to stand behind Diddy because he made some hits, some remixes of songs that was already made. Are you crazy? Look how his kids turned out. You think that they could sustain through all of this after they pull this man and this go down? How you think their mindset's gonna be? Yeah, they're just gonna be in the club every week? No. You guarantee that karma's gonna spin the block so many different times. You never know what could happen. It ain't right. And how I knew he was a bad person from the beginning, because he was taking people's publishing and hiding it in his mother's name. So he put his mother a part of this karma. Pay attention to what's going on with these people. It's the greed, you guys. What I tell you, you trying to do something, there's a lot of people losing jobs right now, right? People got dreams too. Now, you see them, you see the same people that robbed you before, they want to rob you again and do what you're doing and try to sell you the same thing that you're selling. And you still believe in these people? You think they care about you? That man won't, if you was on fire, that man won't pee on you to out that fire. Are you crazy? He just wants you to be a consumer. He don't look at you like, come on. We got to start thinking, and that's why I say have some value in yourself. I might have different things on. It's not saying that don't buy into these people, clothes, this and that, but you don't have to put it on camera unless you're getting paid for it. That's just what it is. You got to have value in yourself. Wear your brand instead of going out there looking like some fool. Then people don't care about you. To me, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I like a lot of rappers. But if a rapper don't like me, I don't care. I'm not here to be friends with you. I know you don't got love for your people. You can't fool people like me. I like who I like, and that's it. If you don't, I don't care who don't like me, man. Are you crazy? The people that support me, I'm more worried about the people that love me, not like me. Are you crazy, man? You got to really watch out for these people. People try to do these sneaky moves and it ain't working. That's the reason why you're going to see a lot of changes when it comes down to this social media and that game they call hip hop. Because the people that don't want to speak, they weak. They weak. You don't want to talk about him, don't want to talk about him. Why? He slept with him. He slept with him. He kissed him on the lips. I'm telling you. I seen it with my own eyes. You trying to tell me I ain't see it? Ain't nobody scared of nobody. That's not how it works. There's grown men out here and there's grown boys out here. You gotta know the difference. This man Diddy, I feel like today is the starting day. No matter how they spin this case and how they go around it, and the people that try to say, oh, it ain't nothing, it is something. It left a dark cloud in hip hop. And still, to this day, we wanna know what happened to Biggie Smalls. What really happened to Tupac? It's the greed. Before the bullets went into those guys, it was greed that was leading them. That's the truth. And that's why you have people looking at them with side eyes. Because you never know what these, I'm telling you, man, these people that try to sell you anything, they tell you anything on camera, go behind the scenes and do totally opposite. It happens every single time. They'll do anything for money, from wearing dresses to selling you poison. They don't care. And I don't care that if they see how they feel about it, because you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. That's it. That's it with him. So we got to wait and see later on what's going on with Diddy. And I hope y'all are not believing the nonsense that they kicking to y'all. I hope y'all are smart enough to know that that man is a demon. I hope y'all know that. Nobody's scared of y'all. Are you crazy? Please. Real men die for what they believe in. Remember that. Al B. Shore claims that Diddy's the one that put him in a coma. And he claims that he did something to Kim Porter. Al B. Shore said that. Everybody that was around that man passing away. Every single one of them. And people still looking like they ain't seen what's going on. You know what's going on. Bad Boy is going up in flames. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised at all. Don't be surprised if we hear other celebrities dipping through it in the court because they in trouble. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if he hurt some of the celebrities that you like. Behind the scenes, they scared to step up and come to court. Don't be surprised. This is what goes on. They hide things because they are scared that it gets to the public, it's gonna mess up something. No, when you don't say anything, that's what makes people say, you know what? You're a very sneaky person. I ain't buying into you no more. You'll do anything for anything. There's a lot of that going on because not only do people mismanage their money, they don't know where their next dollar is coming from. I've seen I've seen this. I've seen a lot of artists that should be out there making some good music. What they do, they jump on YouTube and they're trying to do the same thing. What I told you they was going to do. What did I tell you? They wasn't making money before. If they was making money before, you think they'll have time to jump on YouTube? Think about it. A lot of these people, yo, they play the middle and they think they could like reshape because they're caught now. Yeah, you bad people. I'm pretty sure if there was social media, like I always tell you guys, back then it would have been the same thing. It would have been the same thing. A lot of these dudes be fronting, man. I mean, what more can I say about a person that's been deceiving people his whole life? His whole life. He feels like paying off people and getting them not to talk that's it. It's not, that's it. You don't just hurt somebody and just try to pay them off. The hurt is still there. And that's the reason why these kids, their minds are corrupt, because all they think about is money. They don't even know what love is. They didn't get it at home, and they sure damn ain't gonna get it out there in the street. They're gonna get this fake type of love that they feel like this love is so transactional. I have to have money, this and that. Really take another look at the guys with all the chains, this and that, when they hop in their cars and zoom out of here. Yeah, they got a whole bunch of bodyguards, and yeah, they're ready to put their bodyguards' life in danger, as well as the young boys around them, because they know they targets. And it's a damn shame. But it's how you make people feel, is how in turn people will start treating you. Always got, and let me tell you, don't let these people fool you when it comes down to this Diddy case. They're going to be talking about a whole lot. Oh, this is just a setup, or they try to even pull a race card. What's up with that? What's up? What's wrong with y'all? Why every time you pull in a race card? There's a time for everything. Not everything is race driven. Some things are greed driven. Greed don't got no color but green. That's the color of greed. Green. I'm telling you, the most shakiest people in this world today are deceiving people, and people that would do anything for money. If you do anything for money, you'll snake your own man. I don't care if my friends got millions of dollars and I don't have anything. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I didn't earn that. Why am I looking over somebody and having a greedy spirit? Those are jealous. There's so much jealous people out here. Half of these people can't even maintain what they earn. They feel like in a few years they're going to be out. So imagine whatever you say, making it all the way up to the top, and you got to come back down. And the people that you shitted on while you was up there, meanwhile, you got to face them. You know how stupid you look? You know how crazy that is? That's why you always got to be good to the people around you. Those are the people that really love you. No matter if you can't make it now, who's to say you can't make it later? You just got to work on what you're working on and you'll get there. But now it's like you got to add an extra tab on that if you make it to this point, you got to move out of there. Don't let nobody fool you, because there's going to be jealous eyes on you because you're working hard and you're doing the right thing. Don't be bringing everything on social media. Don't show them everything you got, because their eyes get wide for the wrong stuff. They'll bypass your message, bypass the things that you're trying to talk to the youth, and just stare at your chain or stare at this and stare at that. That's all they know. They don't even know if the diamonds are real. They don't even know. They don't know. How would they know? Think about it. And the last time you see in court, let's see if today, if Diddy has some family coming up there. Let's see if his friends that he's so-called friends up there. Let's see who's really out there for him. Think about it. All I know is these people their minds are corrupt, because they don't think about the people. That's their problem. There's no other. If you're going to do music, do your music. If it's all about numbers for you, then you ain't in the right place. When you make your music, whether it goes a whole bunch of numbers or not, you keep making the music. That's what you love doing, right? Stop trying to dip in every bag and turn into Miss Hustle woman, hustle man, because that ain't going to work. If everybody does that, then who's going to make the money? Stop being silly. Stop being silly. Stop scrambling around the place and focus and hone in on the things that you love. And you won't even, when you love something, you won't even pay attention to what's going on. It's just like you walking in the park with your shorty, right? You love her, right? Why you're not gonna pay attention to the other girls walking, whether they got a big behind or whatever. You're not paying attention. You in love. People's focus is all every place, so they don't even know what is love. So they go out there and everything they see, a new face, new behind, they ready to go over there. And that's the reason why you can't hold nothing down. Now you see some people happy doing their thing, earning for themselves, and they honing in on their stuff, and now you mad, you jealous? See, this is the type of stuff I'll be talking about. If you got a jealous spirit, there's no way in this world you can prosper. I don't care how much money you think you have. It's probably not a lot of money to somebody else. People can't even maintain their life correctly. Why would you think about they could maintain some money? Come on, man. Come on. In the news, we got Jennifer Aniston. I believe her house had a home invasion. There's a lot of those things going around. I told you, the more, the more richer the neighborhoods, the more sophisticated the criminals. So what happened was they made a little boo-boo and put her address out on the media while they was reporting it. But to be honest with you, anybody can get anybody's address. So I don't know why she's huffing and puffing too much, because in that area, it's targeted. So whether somebody put out your address and say that's directly, they were going to end up in these places anyway, because it take your own two eyes to see where people are at. With these times of social media, people telling where you're at, that come on, you gotta just wisen up. Wisen up. Out of sight, out of mind. That's the only thing that could probably save her. But at the end of the day, somebody putting their address out, we see these mistakes being made all the time. We see artists passing from this, showing people where their hotel's at. It's because you want to go live and you don't do it correctly. Everybody want to go live until somebody show up in their live and take their life. Be smart about what you're doing and always be prepared for the worst. As bad as that sounds, you have to be prepared. If you ain't got no street smarts out there, don't go in the streets. It's just like that. You don't got to be from Compton or South Jamaica, Queens to know what the streets is like. You have to learn. You have to learn wherever environment you are. You have to know how to adapt to it and show some respect when you're in other people's place. And you won't have this much of a problem. Up until this day, it's just like the PNB Rock. Yeah, he messed up. He wore all that jewelry out there in a place where these people, that's all they know. They see that, they feel like that's going to be their ticket. Meanwhile, that's their ticket to prison. But they snatch his life. And then on other clips, you see how he was treating people. He wasn't street smart, y'all. He wasn't street smart. He wasn't. You can't be street smart and lose at that. It's one, if you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. You don't ever let another man tell you how you got to conduct yourself. You just got to know how to do it on your own. And I'm pretty sure I'm really looking out for that story with that artist out of Philly, because I want to know if the people were old that killed him or younger. But most likely, I think they were probably some younger guys. Because they're taking on this trend of, oh, you got to shoot somebody down. I told you the other day I seen in Atlanta, this YouTuber he was putting out, he did like a documentary on Atlanta, and it's starting to look like Chicago with the way their mentalities are. That leaves no hope. Nobody gonna want to move there, none of that, because people gonna start saying, you know what, this guy's gonna rob me, he's gonna run in here. Yeah, you ain't know how to raise your kids. You think raising your kids is slapping some music on and them doing some dances on social media and making some views. Meanwhile, you got to duck and hide when they go lick your kid down now, and now you saying you got this prayer for him. Oh, but no, it's enough of that. You got to know that your kid has a weapon in his house. You got to be in your kid's business. They're not grown enough to go out there and have their own business. No, until they can have their own business, that's when they can do what they want to do. If you're not in your kid's life, and I don't want to hear, oh, you're pushing them out. The reason why you're really pushing them out, because you trying to find love. Look, love is already there once you have the kid. That becomes part of your tribe. Now, whoever you fall in love with, got to know your kid as well if you really love them. But if you're looking for this artificial stuff, then all you really talking about is sex. Nah, we ain't on that subject. Everybody got their tongues out and their pockets empty. You have to earn a respect. You have to earn some kind of credibility before you think you going out there and you call yourself this and that. Because a lot of these people don't even know how to raise a dog. That's how sad it is. That's where we at. And it's upsetting to me to see my own people killing my own people. I don't care if I see somebody doing good, that's good for me. I'm tuning in. You're doing good. I'm not tuning into the guy that's talking about everybody and he's eyeing up their jewelry and this and that. Those are criminals. This ain't. Don't ever you think that YouTube is a place for criminals. It's not. Don't let anybody fool you. Being a criminal is one of the worst things you can do in these times, being a criminal. Yeah, they might rap about it on a good beat and it seem like it's cool, but think about it. When you go to prison, no females, bad food, bad health, mental health. You think, okay, you could fight one day. You think you could fight every day for the rest of your life? You think that's cool, right? They say right now Diddy's in there and he's being kind to people. So what are you going to do? He's not going to push that same stuff that he was putting on the rappers and talking crazy in people. He's not doing that in there. Nah, nigga, excuse me. They'll fix him something for that. You could get poisoned in prison. This is a lot more other things besides fighting that goes down in prison. Even right now, the father that got angry and ran over, you know, you heard the story, the father that got angry and he hit into the cop. He drove into the cop because another set of cops had killed his son. Now they're looking for the death penalty for him, right? But think about it. Do they ever look for the death penalty for cops? If they do something wrong? You see how life works though? And that type of anger is boiled in people, and people go out on an everyday basis with this type of anger inside of them. I'm telling you they do. See, anger don't make you strong, it make you weak. You start making the wrong decisions out of anger. You ever see somebody just beefing with somebody and they take it overboard? Yeah, because they came with the anger before they started beefing. The best fighters, even in boxing, the best fighters are the ones that's calm. They're not angry at you. They just do it. They're there to show their skills. They're not there to be all angry. You get punched in the jaw for that. See, out here, it's not a lot of fighting where I'm from. That's like old school to the people coming up. There's not a lot of fighting because it's like disrespect can only be handled in certain ways in the streets. That's just how it is. Disrespect in certain neighborhoods, if you're coming from an aggressive neighborhood, you got to know that certain people, it's going to go to length, and you got to know how to get yourself out of these situations. That's what makes you wise. The smarter you are, the better you know how to get yourself out of these situations, and don't be around these people that don't care for you. Because that's what it really is. It's going to be your same people looking over jealous of you. I grew up around this stuff, man. To me, it's like, and I know a lot of these kids, they can't even handle it. They don't know what it's about. They feel like flossing in somebody's face or putting the money up to their ear when a month or two later, when they get killed for that same money up to their ears, because a month or two later is when that person saw the video. It wasn't just, they didn't see it the day you dropped it. They seen it a month later and they recognized it was you, and they feel like, let's get him. That's why I be telling y'all, it ain't worth it. Don't go out, and a lot of people sell themselves short too. You could be doing something with your life than trying to portray yourself behind a rapper. Because we see what the rapping symbolizes right now. It's not it's not looking anything good. I don't care if those guys are mad at me or not. Just don't say my name and say anything crazy, because I do not come on here and push no negativity. I push positive energy every single time. And I don't care if it takes me longer to find my people like y'all, because I love y'all for the support. It's going to take a little bit longer when you do the positive way. But guess what, you guys? You're going to have a lot more people holding you down. For example, if you have a bunch of a negative community, right? And you ask them, say something happened to you, God forbid, you maybe have a health thing and you need some help. You think that negative, they're going to be happy to see where you at, because you probably made it up there on your YouTube channel, and now they don't want to give you nothing. But if you have good people behind you, all you got to say is, hey, Mickey, yo, I'm going through this and that. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can help you out, or get some people to send you some money, you and your family. That's how we work together. That's how we bust it up. The rapper guys, they're just going to look in and try to mimic whatever's going on so they can look cool to the public. But as far as them coming down and actually trying to help people out, are you crazy? Don't you see that some of these people got millions and millions of dollars and they still beefing, complaining because they don't got it too tight up here. They feel like they rather go for the clout, the attention, all of these things that don't really matter in our lives. That's why I don't pay them no mind anytime. I couldn't tell you what they're doing. I can just tell you what you shouldn't do. That's a fact. And you always got to remember this too, y'all. I don't want y'all to ever forget this. There's always going to be somebody in the back of the class cracking a joke because they know at home it's hell at home, and they don't know how to learn. Always be prepared for that person. Be prepared for the person that's trying to corrupt the whole class of students. That's the person that nobody is always going to be one of those. And in these times, that would be your favorite rapper. If you translate it into hip hop, that will be the guy. Yeah, he talks about everybody. He's loose mouth. He do this, he do that, he do this, he do that. And he's going to be the one with all the problems. Know how to identify these people. Have I ever been scared of trolls, you guys? I just laugh like, I don't mind. I don't mind people talking about me. You know why? Because I know who I am. And people know who I am too. So I don't have to worry about that. I know it's not easy to digest for everybody because they never seen somebody speak so direct in their face. But that's just how it is. Came up with a good family. I refuse to go out there and disrespect my mother, disrespect my father, and come on here like I'm some kind of street guy just because it's an aggressive area. What type of, you don't get no trophy for that shit. You don't get no trophy for that. You got to get out of that piss poor mentality and get yourself up to a mentality where you can be a wise person and be something for those youth out there. It ain't about you adult and still trying to be cool. What's wrong with you? You an adult and you still trying to be cool. Why don't you leave that for the youth and show them what cool is really about? A lot of these guys that back in the day talking about they cool, when you see their family, they ain't even with their family. Can't spend no time with their wifey. All they can do is be around other dudes. It's disgusting. Shouts out to Randy. Oh, Baptiste, I know that last name. Sapase. Naked Hole Rat. Read your comments, dude. Love the way you're talking. Oh, shouts out to Randy too, Randy Baptiste. But I'm you know, I love y'all. I do have to start shouting you guys out a little better. You know, sometimes it's just but I'm here for you just like you're here for me. I appreciate y'all. I really do. But it's just that I'm when I came up, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had some good friends coming up. I had some good people around me coming up, and I saw life at a different speed, a different pace, There was times when when I was younger, I wanted to be, a rapper, and I wanted to join the entertainment business, but I accomplished a lot in it for those that just knowing me, Like I did a lot of, I was in a couple movies, I was on the Dave Chappelle show. I did accomplishments that I felt like, just learning the business, I even had my top song that I ever made. It hit the radio. And guess what the song was about? It was about Coca-Loso, and that was Diddy's the first time Ciroc dropped that drink. And I was, I felt like there wasn't really a theme song for it, so I made the Coca-Loso. The first person to do it. It was no other rappers doing that. It's only after. And it hit the radio, and from that point on, I stopped. People didn't even know why I stopped. I stopped because I seen the fakeness that how people, I realized that game, the minute they started not working with talent and only working with hustle, I knew eventually that the floor was going to collapse from under them people's feet. Because if you don't make it hard for the youth to at least try to break into it, then they don't have no juice in themselves to say they want to take it to the next level. They just want to get in and just stay at that level. You see what it means? That's the reason why I seen something different than what everybody else was seeing. Everybody was chasing this fame, and me, I wanted to make a name for myself and show people that was already skilled in there that I could match them whatever they did. But after a while, you start realizing, man, I'm more of a benefit to the people that really see things for what it is instead of the people that like to deceive people. I hate to see my own people trying to deceive my own people. That thing pissed me off, y'all. And I know it sounds crazy, but it makes me say to myself, why would you lie to your own people? It's like almost poisoning your people. You could just keep it a hundo. You don't gotta get on here. I don't have to get on here and just be straight lies just to get what? For a piece of views and a piece of change, and I'm gonna disrespect myself, my family, and everything I stand for just because I need some views? It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense no more. It don't make no sense. And when it comes down to cars and things like that, good credit if you can't automatically pay for the car all yourself. Good credit and things like that. You can get a car and you can move around and it can get you to your destination and make more money. People don't see that. They just want it the fast way and they just want to take from somebody. And they go, you know what they do? They copy the same thing and then they expect to be that person. But how could you lead? How could you be a leader when you don't know what's next to say? You have to keep taking from somebody. And how could you say you're a leader? That's crabs in the barrel mentality. Don't get fed by people that don't want to give you the right food. If you sat in the back of the class, you don't have to, you could turn out to be the biggest leader of them all if you just know that sitting back there and cracking these jokes, it's not going to do anything for the people. It's one thing about being funny, but when you're just making a joke out of everything to cover up the things that hurt you, it says a lot about yourself. If I'm hurt, y'all always know when I come on here, and if my energy is not all the way up, people always ask me, "You good? You good?" Even if I don't show up on a day, somebody always hit me up, "You good?" That means a lot to me. That means that you guys is just as human as I am. It's not every day that I have smiles on my face. I'm so pissed off with that young guy that they took his chain, because we could all, if that's what you like, you can get that. But how do you feel when you're walking so uncomfortable where you have to watch your back? That's what you got to do. You got to watch your back every time you put on something nice. Man, that don't make sense, man. You got to think about it. Like every time, if you snatch the chain and somebody snatch the chain off of you and then the next person snatch it off of them, this is a cycle that's going to go on and on and on. And it's for jewelry that, I'm telling you, it's not really worth it. You can't make people feel uncomfortable. You know, it's all, you know, when you have the information, you start realizing what these things are really worth and the people that do wear them and how much it takes to get it. You start to realize once you get your little motion going on, I'll help you guys. If it's ever, I don't have that much subs, but I'm moving up. And if I get to a place where you guys need help and you want to do the YouTube and say, "Mickey, man, I like what you're doing. You think I could do something like it?" You think I'm going to tell you no? You think I'm going to tell you no? I'm going to tell you everything I got so you won't have to stumble on the way up like I did. And I'm going to try to give you the best. I'm not trying to hold no information. The information is always going to be available for the person with an open mind. That's what it's about. A lot of these people holding things to themselves that ain't worth any value. That's why I always told you when I jumped on there, I said, I don't like the way these guys be belittling people, man. They get on here and it's one thing, you know, it's one thing to have a little arrogance in your raps. But when you start talking down, or you ain't got this and you ain't got that, how you think the youth look? That's the youth that hurts. You know, there's a lot of kids that didn't go to school because they ain't have the right clothes. And that's the wrong mindset. See, when you look at somebody, you look at them in the eye. You don't worry what's on their feet. If they got what's up here, you don't worry what's on their feet, because what's up here is more important than what's on their feet. Don't let these fake brands have you buying a whole bunch of nonsense to try to look like you smart. No, all you got to do is be smart, and somebody's going to give you that information. Remember, I told you, always go back to that movie, Pursuit of Happiness. The main thing that Will Smith did wasn't just getting the job. It's when he stood in front of the courts and he seen that guy walk by and said, "How you driving that car?" And the white man turned around and he gave him the information. That's what it's about. If he had robbed that white man for his Rolex, he wouldn't have had the information to get past in his life. That's what the movie was about. But everybody don't see the goal until it's in front of their face. It's the information that you can't rob somebody and say, "Give me the information." You just have to build a conversation. Conversation is important. People will let you know what's going on. But if you point a gun in their face, they ain't going to tell you nothing. I told you the guys with the guns, those are guys scared. They fear. Victims. I've been a victim too. I've been shot at. But I don't come on here and tell you some old war stories, because those are not needed in these types of conversations. I've got myself out of that, and I didn't have the mentality. That was somebody they're just trying to OD on your boy. Because I had a nice car with the rims, 20s on mine. Champagne pulling up the block. I didn't even know. It's crazy. Trust me, it's crazy. Maybe another time I'll give you a story on that. But people just be hating. So I know what it is when people are jealous of you. I lived this through my life. I'm not lying to you guys. The reason why you don't see me with all these logos branded up, because these people ain't paying me. They don't care two pennies about me. That's why I tell you guys, don't worry about what these people are wearing. They're just trying. All the things that you think are hot are things that you made up, not them. They looked at what you like and they just redid it. That's the remix of the remix of the remix. I told you guys. You can do better than that. A lot of kids are lost because all they want is the shiny stuff, and the shiny stuff brings things with it. You don't just get the shiny stuff without getting these people, the jealousy, the messed up mindsets. You don't get that. It's a package deal. Because you want to look like a rapper, they're going to treat you like a rapper. See, that's the poison that I don't want you guys to go through. You have to look with a clear set. You have to know that when you look over at that person, whether you feel like they're doing good or not, 9 out of 10s, they just look good, and they back at home, it's horrible. But when you look over there, you should not feel jealous in any way. You are somebody too. A lot of these celebrities are looking at you guys, and that they're trying to take from you guys. You just don't understand. You just don't understand. You don't get it. They don't think that just because a person has a bunch of money, or you think they have they're living this happy life. And if you see somebody partying, they're trying to hide something. The real party, the real love is in here, and the people that you have around, your family. A lot of dudes, the reason why they can't stay with their female, because they want a new pretty face, and then they end up breaking the cycle, and then this karma is going to be surrounding them for the rest of their life. You got to change yourself and be good to people, and you'll realize how much of a better life that is than having to be in everybody's face saying that you better than them, because you ain't better than them. Not us. Because you got your podcast and you think that's not greatness. That's a conversation, and the conversations that I've been hearing, they ain't worth too much. It's crazy. It's ridiculous out there. Another thing that y'all gotta check out too. Levi's is getting sued, and guess what they're getting sued for? Bootlegging. It's the same thing like all these brands. Don't be fooled. The quality of the stuff that they're trying to sell to y'all, it's ridiculous, and they're selling to you at high price. Now they get in trouble. They got something going on where it's counterfeit. Suing that means that a whole bunch of people is having counterfeit Levi's. I wear Levi's. But now I'm seeing that, there's a lot of counterfeit business because look what's going on in the world today. Duplication, not being original. All of this stuff is just lowering the value every single day, because the value of life right now, as we can see on the news, it ain't too much. I heard this, and you guys gotta, it just sounds crazy, but let's get into it. They say 60% of the millennials and Gen Z are using drugs at the workplace. What that tells me is using drugs at the workplace, and the 60%, that means that people are not happy with what they're working or what they're doing. Now, there's many ways to go about that, but what I could say, if you're not happy at what you're doing, and if what you're doing is just holding you down for your home or the bills, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to just leave the job, but what you can start doing is working on the blueprint on the side and start putting things together to see where else you can take your skills, where else the things that you love, start making a little blueprint. And while you're working, and I'm gonna tell you the truth, work on the blueprint at the job. While your lunch break, whatever, you go out there and you start writing down whatever you feel like you can see yourself doing for a certain amount of years to get a certain amount. You map it out and you start working on that. Don't just leave the job, but you want to put yourself in a place where you feel most comfortable in whatever you do. You only live one life. You only live one life. It makes no sense to you going out there and saying you busting your ass every day and you're not feeling no reward of it. That's old school to do. In these times, you don't be up under these people, and they only paying you pennies on the dollar to work for them, and then you're not getting nothing out of it. So if you have to take drugs, cancel the drugs out. That's just going to numb you, so you're going to end up staying there because that's going to become a crutch. You don't want your job to become a crutch for you where you have to do that just to survive. That's even worse than not having it. You got to do better than that. You have to start working on it. So while you're working on your blueprint, while the job thinking that they're going to have you for 20 years, this and that, you're working on your blueprint with a smile on your face. Like, yeah, right, I'm about to do this YouTube. I'm going to do this or do that. And you're going to get there. But don't just run out the door, because then it leaves you stuck and you have to make everything, all your decisions work at one time. Meanwhile, you can work on that blueprint for a year, give yourself a year, and then you dip off and they're like, where did he go? Oh, he's gone. Y'all didn't appreciate him when he was there and all the work he was putting in. So now he's gone. She's gone. That's how you do it. Don't use the drugs to just, because I know it's hard staying at some of these work environments, but don't use the drugs in the middle of that, because what that does is it keeps you there. The drugs ain't gonna tell you to do the right thing. It never works that way. Drugs don't lead you in the right direction. Drugs always lead you in the same place you at or back. There's no forward with drugs. I'm just being honest with you. There's no forward. As much as they trying to legalize and this and do that, it don't push you forward. Don't take Lil Wayne's advice for it, how it made him make these songs, this and that. Look at Lil Wayne talking about that guy. Lil Wayne, I don't know who this chick is. Some girl, it's just a bad example for his kids. Even, it's just really bad. Wayne is dating, I guess, this white chick, and no disrespect to her, but she's talking about how Wayne kicked her out on Mother's Day with her kid. That's not Lil Wayne's kid. Number one, sweetheart, why are you bringing your kids on Mother's Day around Lil Wayne? Most likely there was probably smoke in the house. See, you got to do better than that. You know that Lil Wayne is not going to stay with you, so we don't want to hear your complaints about how he kicked you out on Mother's Day. Go find your baby father, get up with him, and try to make it right with him, then start chasing down celebrities thinking that you're going to get some out of him, and this is what you get. A boot out the front door of his mansion, and you got to go about your business with your kids. You think your kid didn't see that and experience that too? It's not just about you, mama. It's about your kid. Your kid experienced the same thing of Wayne kicking them out too. So this not just falls on Lil Wayne. This more falls on the decisions you make as a mother. Be a better mother and know when to bring your kids around the right people. Just because he's Lil Wayne don't mean he's the right person to be around. He sets a bad example. This guy's been dipping around with so many. He swears he doesn't know what's going on social media, and he's doing this and he's doing that. We have yet to see an album come out from this guy, and at the same point, he out there dealing with chicks that has other people's babies. Come on now, we have to start waking up. As a mother, she should do better for her damn self. Don't bring your kid around these other guys that you're not even secure with. You're the one in wrong. You're the bad parent. I don't want to hear about, oh, he kicked me out on Mother's Day because you expected something out of him. What you expect? You don't see his track record of females, and now you want to add on to the list and think that you something different from them chicks? Oh, you must be out your mind. Crazy. Straight crazy. I did see in the news when we're talking about baby mothers, baby fathers, his ex-wife said that somebody sent a warlord to, a warlock to her home, and she had to take prayer to get this out. Well, first of all, forget about the warlock. Having prayer, having God in your life, that's always good. So if you keep up to that, there ain't nobody going to be able to put no spells or whatever you think they're putting on, because eventually what happens, the curses that they try to put out on people ends up hurting them and their family and damaging the people around them. So when people have bad intent for you and they don't know how to carry it out, it usually ends up hurting them. So you got to keep doing what you're doing. Don't pay no mind to them. Of course, DMX ex-wife and his girlfriend is going to have some kind of friction because the man was sleeping with a certain amount of people. So when he passed away, he leaves them with this trauma. He leaves them with the drama for them to be fighting back and forth. We already know the females ain't going to get along. Come on now. And this is what I'm talking about. If you leaving back something for your kids, you leaving back something for your family, make sure you got the structure right. Because all the drugs and things that you're addicted to when you're doing, when you go, they're going to take the bundle of that trauma and drama. That's all it is. I like DMX. But the structure of his thing, it was all messed up. Because he couldn't kick his habits. Don't leave that strain back on your family. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. It's crazy out there. I hope you guys... I have a lot more videos I'm going to drop today. Wait, hold on. And Cher, did you guys, big superstar Cher, before I get out of here, did you see her son? He looks strung out on pills. I don't know what he's strung out on, but she's all the way over here, up there, and your son is right there. Be good to your peoples. Take care of your family. That's your family out there. You got to fix him up, man. If he's not a part of your life, you got to ask yourself a question, why he's not part. That's your son. He's a reflection of you regardless. When they see him, they see you. When they see you, they see him. So why are you out there acting like life is... That's why I tell you, a lot of these people, it's dysfunctional families. Money can't change that. It's all about that. What changes that is your mindset, how you treat people, your family, what type of love you got in there. That's what's going to change that. You can't pay for something to fix that. The more you give your son money, the more he's going to be shoving stuff up his nose. So you see that it's not just a black thing, it's not just a white thing, it's not just a rich thing or a poor thing. It's a mental health thing, you guys. It's a mental health thing. I want you guys to always keep that in mind. Today, I want you guys to go out there, try to formulate a conversation with somebody new, somebody you never thought you would speak to. Eat something a little bit different, something more healthy for yourself instead of getting all this stuff that they put in there to numb you, bunch of sugar in it, take you off of this world sooner than you have to. Be good to people, and you'll find that energy reciprocate back with yourself, all right? Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I got more videos dropping today, so make sure y'all press the notification bell, hold your boy down, and I'm only going to be telling you from the heart this truth, and that's it, man. Everything else is just, to me, I don't believe it. I won't believe in anything else, all right? Till next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, a.k.a. Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love. Love you too.